Yeah, so I was, hinting at this earlier. The combination that you and I have had now over the last 6 months, getting to know each other and all that sort of thing, and seeing a lot of similarities in how we think, and that complementary skill sets as well. And
Yes.
so, a big part of this is to announce the exciting news that you are
Yes.
leaving Melio and you're going to be partnering with us in an official capacity
Yes.
at Curious Lion. So
Yes.
this is a big welcome to the team.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this partnership because, again, we have so many common ideologies, the way that we think about. And the thing that excited me the most about is how we think about how do we set people up for success
Yeah.
and how do we want to do the best for the people that we enable or, develop and so on. And that was really exciting. And then I got to meet the team of amazing people, and I'm like, this is going to be providing an amazing result for any other company that's going to be coming in and they're in need. And today everybody's in need because today everybody's going through some changes. So what really got any company to today is not going to get them to tomorrow.
Yeah.
So and we're there for them, which is really, really exciting. And we're
Yeah.
going to do this together.
Yeah, and so that the way you describe that, helping people reach their potential, it's basically our like reason for being, and it's something that you and I have bonded over.
Hmm.
And one of the things you've said to me is this is going to give you that ability to work with multiple companies in more of a consulting role to bring all this experience that we've just been talking about
Yes.
to lots of different companies, and then to be able to combine that with what we've done really well, which is, you mentioned earlier, it's like scaling those leadership programs and management programs and the tribal knowledge, right? That you're going to help companies, formalize. So that's it's so exciting for us, and I think really it's something that we've been thinking about and planning for a while, and our repositioning on sales enablement is happening. Folks who's listening, go back and look at the first sales enablement person that I interviewed on this podcast. So it's been months in the works. Our conversations have been a couple months as well in the works, and now officially we're going to be able to do this together. Um,
Yes.
what I wanted to go back and sort of dive deeper on is why now? Like what are the macro challenges out there that makes you see this as a great opportunity?
Yeah. So actually, I'm doing a speech next week, and as a part of that, I've dug out a lot of stats. But
Mm,
one of the statistics I want to read from my other screen here is that 9 in 10 executives and managers say their organizations either face skill gaps already today or they're going to see gaps developing within the next 5 years. So that's one of the reasons. It's just, this is, regardless of the economy, this is something that people have already started experiencing. And this is from CB Insights that just came out this year. And 375 million workers globally
mm,
might have to change occupations in the next decade to meet the company's needs.
mm,
So this means that there's a big need for effectively, and I think effective is the key word here, effectively taking people who are in point A to point B
mhm,
within their companies. And then as those companies are shifting and bringing new talent on board, how do they integrate it? And that really is the core duty of what enablement does to support the organizations for revenue. So I think that's the time. The time is now. I'm having a lot of conversations with lots of CROs, business owners, VP of sales, and so on.
mhm,
Um, Venture capitals, and they're telling us about their portfolios and what they're going through.
mm,
This is a need now, and so what we also know is that internal resources is not going to be effectively closing all these gaps, at least in a timely manner when you have to take the action now.
mm,
So I think this is why we are doing this move right now so that we can help these people, even though they have the in-house help. to actually close these gaps for them in a very efficient and effective way together. And that's, I think, the why behind now, and how and with who.
Yeah. And that is again, going back to our reason for being around learning culture, and we're a learning culture advisory firm for that exact reason, that I believe what we should be focusing on is teaching people how to learn, so that they can adapt, because there's absolutely no way you can respond quick enough to the changes. Sometimes it's on a day-to-day basis, right? That things are changing contextually with different customers and prospects. So that's why I know our methodology and model works so well, and I'm just really excited to kind of put that into play with these kind of companies. And maybe that's actually a follow-up question there for you, as we start to kind of brainstorm our strategy together, so listeners can start to get a little insight here. I haven't asked you this before, and we'll probably continue these discussions offline, but I'd love to know, like, your initial thoughts on who's needs this the most. Where do you think we should be focusing, immediately?
Yeah. So, the reality is that there are a lot of companies are right now, because of the fear of what to expect or the unknown, they're pushing on their brakes. And I completely understand that environment. But then also there's a group of companies who really believe in their capabilities, and they believe in the fact that now is the time. If they took an action, they will really separate them from their competitor. And when the market picks up, they can be the first ones to go to IPO.
Right.
They can be the first ones to actually make a difference in the marketplace and really strategically position themselves to become the market leader. I think those are the group of people, companies that we want to focus on and help them really realize that scale that they're going after today.
Yeah.
So when the time comes, they can be positioned to take actions that they want to take.
And so that's a really interesting answer. The pumping of the brakes you talk about there, is that the layoffs, the sort of scale backs, the cut downs, like that's what you sort of let's just go into neutral mode here and preserve what we have?
Layoffs is a big part of it, but even then, I think there are some companies who just want to stop spending. Maybe they just want to keep things as status quo.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that if that's their strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, and yet there's those that are kind of, what you're saying is, willing to take a bet on themselves now and seeing it as this is an potentially outsized return given the current conditions. Yeah.